Bottom in sight.
I'll just back up a little.
Yeah, this is interesting looking.
So that should be able to find me. Okay, actually you want to come up a couple meters and then turn to port? Come find me.
It's kind of hard to know in terms of the color as well right now. But,
You're
no, I mean, the first word that comes to my mind is lumpy.
No, it's probably the tether.
Okay.
Coming up
It looks like, exactly.
But they're confused. I mean, they're not.
Biology is making those patterns or something else?
Alright, turning to starboard.
I don't know.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
delta's 22.
I mean, it doesn't look like it's necessarily bioturbated that much.
No.
It just looks lumpy.
And
I wonder if it's some kind of crust that's broken up a little bit.
Turning to starboard.
That's a possibility, certainly.
I think it looks sedimentary.
Well, yeah, but it would still be it could have a crust.
So keep track of all these moves we're doing now in case we have to undo them. Since we have no
What are
visibility,
those things on the lower left?
It'll be our memory.
Don't know yet, and I think we need to wait for the ROV pilots to set up and get a feel for where they are before we start asking them to look for stuff.
Okay.
So we're going to hang out for a little bit until they give us the okay.
I think we get tugged a little bit now.
Okay.
Okay, I'll back up. Just try before we get out of alignment here.
Huh.
See, look, that's us skids.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just about to match your heading.
So it's not even a crust. It's more
No,
like
it's
it's
just
heavies and fines. So it's just a little bit of sorting.
Okay, I'm on your heading. I don't have visual, so I'm tilting up and down.
Okay. I think maybe you have to come. What's tracking say there now? I think come a little bit more to starboard.
Ooh,
Okay,
kicking up the
point to
dust.
Starboard.
I thought I saw it. I think
Fish,
30
snapper.
meters, so 30
Is it a
meters
snapper?
out.
I think so.
Yeah, I think this is you on your sonar.
Yeah.
On his sonar. And
Yeah,
it's,
that looked like
to
an
45
Ahu with
degrees
the
to
white
your,
lower tip to the
starboard,
lower lobe of the caudal
and
fin
come
and
into
the
starboard.
30
sort of
meters
pinkish
out.
orange color. So I think that's one of the
Yeah.
commercially
You
valuable
can come down a few
snappers,
meters.
the Ahu.
Great.
Okay, now.
Okay.
Who knew we'd be
It
achieving
looked like
fisheries
it
objectives?
had a
45
black
degrees.
upper caudal fin too, so it looked like it had a black and white fin to me here. No, that looks like an Ahu. Now I get a better look at it.
Nothing? Oh, there's the
I see
tether.
the tether.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, a little
Okay,
difficult to
keep
tell
coming,
from
you're
this
almost there.
distance about
Come back into you.
the upper caudal fin lobe. So you probably need to get a closer zoom to confirm that. But yep, that's the
Leads
general
off
thing.
to
It's one of those
starboard
two
there.
species.
It looks like it's matching up pretty well with sonar here.
Are you still turning?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's it going?
Well, there certainly seems to be plenty of oxygen down here.
Well, it's not. It's taking a little bit.
Okay, now we're starting to get there. We're about 30
Okay, I want
degrees.
to tilt up.
Bob Stern, was that you? If so, it was very hard to hear you.
Can't
Tilting
even,
up.
can't even see me.
20, maybe
It
10.
seems like there's plenty of oxygen down
Degrees.
here.
And I'll let you know.
Okay, well, we have
I see
visual
tether.
I
on
mean,
that.
there's life.
No, still 10, 15 degrees.
Yeah, he can see me now.
Bob
Or you can see the
Embley,
tether leading off.
looks like
Sure.
sort of a ripple pattern, in,
Well,
which is sort of weird because you
want to
wouldn't seem
come.
to be
Now we
much
know
of
the
a
tether's
current.
running under. You want to come down a few more meters?
Maybe the thing
You have the
pushes
tether
out,
nicely
maybe
in fish out
explorers or
too.
something.
See?
Yep.
So we're in a standard safe position. You just can't see me at all.
Okay. I'm
It's the
moving
sort of thing I might
out
expect
to
if you had a lot of
5 meters
sloshing
altitude.
going on.
Oh, that's true. It could be some kind of a tidal sloshing effect, maybe.
Try, what's your camera angle? Maybe even a little bit more camera angle.
You know,
Well,
or if there's
you
ever
can
a
see the
collapse,
tether.
then
I
that would
tilted
make
up
you set up a
and
local cut, and
I
then,
mean, oh, I think
you know,
I
this is
see
pretty
a little
restricted
bit.
from tidal.
I think it's just off the right top of the screen.
No, it's right there.
You see
Yeah,
it?
Right
I
at
see
the
it.
end.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, so we'll just have to be careful. He's here.
That's
he's
the
fixed.
football.
That's the football. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's still up.
If at some point it's
How far
possible
away
to
in
get a
high pack are
close-up
we?
image of some
Yeah,
of these
that's
little
me.
fish
Yep.
that are darting around, that
There I
would
am.
be
yeah.
great. I know it's going to be difficult because they're swimming so fast, but I've got a suspicion
Watch
about what
lead,
they
pilot.
are that I typed into
Go ahead,
the
pilot.
event log.
Well,
It'd be nice to try to confirm that.
this
Bruce,
is
we'll
the
do our
worst
best.
visibility we've
25
been in.
meters.
Sirius can't see D2, but
Oh.
D2 can just barely see the bottom.
some Cheerios on
the
ROV today?
So we'll have to all discuss on the ROV team how we'd want to proceed, but for at least a few minutes, we can look at any creatures
Can we
on
just
the
zoom
bottom.
on the thing right on the bottom left, please?
Yes, we can certainly work right here. As far as moving around, large moves, I'm not sure what we'll do.
Okay, thanks.
So, Andy, just make sure you keep the tether in sight so you always know.
Trying to
Copy that.
get more visibility.
Yeah.
Go
Oh,
pilot,
What do you want me
but
to do with your sonar to give us the best readings on
not
D2?
much I can do.
That looks pretty good on D2.
Okay.
I just don't see the tether
Thanks,
anymore on
Lydia.
Sirius.
I wonder if that, this is Bob again, I wonder if there's some white looking material in there. Julie, are you still on the line?
Okay, video, want to zoom on this?
Zooming in.
That might be
here.
active, or there might be actually something going on
So
here.
this is a cereanthid, which is a tube anemone, and the tube is likely partially
Zooming in.
Go ahead.
submerged below
Holding.
the sediment water interface.
Tether's still in view.
Do we have any more zoom?
I do have more zoom when you're ready.
Can we zoom in on the center of it? It looks like it might be eating something.
When you're ready, pilot.
I'm ready. We can certainly move slowly around.
Zooming in.
We have no visual on the biggest danger is since they're connected by a tether and we can't see D2 or the tether. We can never really, we'll never know exactly where they are relative to each other. So we can do very slow moves and just kind of fumble around.
Okay. All right, that's helpful. Thanks.
Okay, and can we zoom out of this? And then there was a white patch of sediment to the left. If we could just take a look at that, please.
Okay.
Video is clear, zooming out.
All right. White patch of sediment to the left.
There.
Nice job, co-pilot. You
Wow.
got me right there. So I think we'll be using high pack a lot now. So
Yeah.
you're okay. Video free to zoom. So your job will become much more intensive.
Holding.
Like-
Okay, so this looks like bacteria. Do we have any more zoom?
Any more zoom video?
Zooming in. Full zoom.
No, I think it
How about
actually
if
looks
you
like bioturbation.
Just increase.
But it's really interesting
up
because it
just
looks
a little
like
bit. I
those are
swear
just
I
like
think it's
little
going off
bits of
the
iron
screen.
precipitate.
No, I see it.
You
Yeah.
see D2. I see
Not the white
football there.
stuff,
I see
obviously.
football.
See the light to the left of the tether? There's one light. About a
I don't, but I believe y'all.
Is that one of your auxiliary lights, Carl?
yeah. I have them
Yeah.
both
Yeah,
on.
that
They're
doesn't
both
look like
on, and that's
math,
all we
right?
can
No, I think
Yeah.
it's bioturbated sediment.
Mineral material or...
I would agree.
Okay, thank you, pilots. That's
You're
great.
welcome.
Okay,
Whenever
zooming
you're
out.
clear. Yeah. So nav
Wide.
on something like this, you know, if we say we wanted to swing up to start heading northeast, you could actually like drop a target where I am, drop a target where you want me to go, and then I could actually drive on there to do it.
Okay.
Hey, Dive Super. We tried that a while ago. We can try again. Yeah. Well, let's try it again. Co-pilot, you want to try turning off a couple Cirrus lights and see if that brings me out any better?
Copy that.
In the meantime, I'll look around out here.
Oh, that actually.
That one.
Well,
There you
one
go.
dot. But then you don't see the tether as well, right?
That's the.
Yeah, you can see the one dot in the center of the Sirius screen.
I would. It looked better
Yeah.
when you turned out the first LED pack.
Yeah.
That's my one light you can see.
Hold on.
Wow.
Yeah, he just did. Yeah. So what's since that-
If you just have LED 2 on and turn off?
So there's
3?
something moving straight ahead in the center of the screen. Can we
yeah,
zoom in on
that's
that?
some mucusy stuff.
Oh
Do you
no,
wanna-
yeah, no,
That's
you're
pretty
right.
good.
No,
Do you
yeah,
wanna
I
go
take
in?
it back. No, don't worry.
yeah, there's
Sorry,
some.
1 second.
Okay.
I think
thought
I
it
should
was
bring up D2 and
something
actually
else.
the other LEDs
your,
off.
your
the
port
Sirius
there
camera.
about 90 degrees, even more.
Now you can see D2 faintly. Zooming in.
Yeah, thanks, video. That's pretty nice. That's a lot better than it was.
Holding.
What is that?
It's a nudibranch. Is it?
I don't know.
Oh.
Go
I
in.
can see it
Can we
pretty
zoom in
good
some more?
outline now.
Zooming in.
How many of your lights are on or off?
What is that?
Just the inboard light is on. So
Oh,
2
good.
off, 1 on.
So there's just one to hit the football.
I can see the whole vehicle.
Yeah.
I can see your attitude as well.
What's my attitude?
Good. Positive.
CTE. What's CTE?
Tina 4?
Tina
But
4?
I'm not convinced about
What's
that.
he doing?
Yeah, I'm
Hanging
thinking
out.
more colonial organism.
Salva or siphonophore?
Or pyrosome. Well, that was interesting.
Was
Cool.
it attached to that other thing?
He's trailing that. Okay, want to go wide video?
Zooming out.
I feel like we're in a tiny little Sahara desert.
Okay.
Can just
Mini
barely.
We're
Sahara.
going to have to end up turning to port if
Yeah,
we
there
want
we
to
go.
go
Fish
towards
to the
waypoint
left.
2. In fact, we're going to have to turn 90 degrees.
Yeah. So I could start
Oh, look,
lateraling
now there's
over,
a
and you
siphonophore
keep
in front
track
of
of
us.
me
Oh, look at
and,
that.
Or tunicate.
Well,
drop a point where you want me to go. And
Okay,
I'll-
because we want
coming
to
right
end
at us.
up facing
yeah.
070.
Yeah.
So I guess Copilot can follow you around.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just turn my heading to keep you in view.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say. So you want me to drop a kind of a target over here?
Yeah. Or you just keep track of where we are,
Okay.
so that if he loses me, we know.
got you.
You know.
So, nav and pilot,
Yes.
do we feel comfortable trying to slowly start making our way to waypoint 2?
Yeah, we're just gonna turn that way.
Okay.
Slowly move over, and we'll zoom on anything you see along the way.
Okay, great. Thank you.
If you look at the Sirius view, you can see that one little dot in the
Yeah,
middle.
I do. One
That's,
little dot.
That's how we're going to keep track of each other.
Okay, great. All right, so shore-based scientists, as you can probably tell if you take a look in the Sirius view, the ROV is having a slightly more difficult time than usual having Sirius look down on the
Should have,
D2.
like, a light
So
right on top for
what
these
we've been talking
situations.
about here on the ship is to just kind of make slow
Yeah,
and
the
steady
multi-beam, we'd be able to
ways.
see each other in the sonar
We're just going to be really
Yeah, you
careful,
can actually see me
and
pretty well, too.
we're going to
That's a
slowly
really
start
good
making
tool.
our way over to
Since it's
waypoint
flat.
2, which is to the
see the bottom
northeast.
as well, which is really nice.
Yeah.
If you see something that you'd like to zoom on,
Well,
please let
there's
us
so much
know,
smoke,
and we
I
will do our
guess
best.
Our job is to find the source. Huh? There's a lot of shrimp too.
And again, if it's
Okay, so it looks like you're kind of heading off.
I just wanted to note that it looked like
He's
on our
lateraling
touchdown
Yeah,
this
we're-
part of the
we're going
Caldera
to
in
port.
2006, it
Okay,
was a
I'm
lot
coming
murkier
around.
than it is
Oh.
now.
Oh,
All right.
Much
We're gonna end
clearer
up
because
facing,
it was hard to see the bottom. And
northeast-ish.
Yes, we're going to end up facing a
that's great to know, Bob.
bearing
So
of 70
in
degrees.
2006, there was a dive here, and it was evidently very, very murky, and they actually weren't able, I believe, to be in the center of
Yeah,
the
your camera-
crater where we are
maybe,
now.
Actually, if you tilt
But evidently, it's
down
less
a
murky
little
than it was
to 45,
at that
that's usually how
time,
we
9
fly,
years
so
ago.
maybe that'll be a little better. I'll back into you a little.
45.
Yeah.
again, if it's Go ahead.
Just barely.
yeah, Deb, you're breaking up quite a bit. I just wanted to make sure you do that.
Okay, I will
Okay,
talk
let's,
to
carry
our
on.
engineers.
To the, just keep turning port and end up facing northeast.
And so again, this is Bruce. If it is possible to get a zoom in on one of these little fish in the water column, it would be great to help confirm the identification. This is the dominant organism in this area.
We will do our best.
This is a lot closer to Lake Champlain.
Yeah, this is what it's like.
Yep. But browner.
Have you? Yeah, that would be challenging. Yeah, in this situation, it would be kind of easier to have a one-body system, and not worry about the second tether.
That's what I always did. Little guy.
All right, so we're just continuing our slow and steady
I wanna
path
find one of those shrimp.
across the middle of this crater. One of the things that was very interesting was the amount of
There's one.
scatter
Let's
we
try to get
saw
this
when
shrimp
using
that's
one of the
coming
midwater
too
sensors
close.
last night when we were
Let's try
doing
to get
some
the next
mapping
one.
around here.
Okay.
So we
Don't
knew
want
it
to
was
right
going
there.
to
Too
be
far out there.
probably filled
Try
with
to zoom out
particulate.
there.
Zooming in.
They're
Hold it.
fast.
Got
There's
a
one.
nice view.
Hey, pilot, this is Watchley.
Go ahead.
I think you're already trying to
I
do
was
this,
saying
but
I got a
there is a
nice view.
standing
Yeah,
request for
nice
trying to zoom
visual.
in on those little fish.
Yeah.
I figured you knew that.
I think we're going. We are trying.
I know, they seem very, very quick.
On that last individual, I could see black
On the
spots
flyby
along
video.
the ventral edge of the tail that are very much like the photopore clusters, the light-producing organs that form clusters on this little
Nice
sternot
red
type
one.
in Areophos. So I'm getting more and more convinced that that's the
Okay,
genus
what is
that
it?
we're looking at, this little vertically migrating species that associates near the bottom in
Holding.
large schools in some areas. And again, that would be the first sign for the Marianas.
Bruce, I think we're all a little awe in your
Oh.
identification abilities from one tiny fish
guys
that
are
zipped across
very,
the screen once.
active.
I think
Go
we're
right
all
against
exceptionally
the,
amazed.
Full wide.
The normal.
Sorry, you're
shrimp
breaking
just
up. I
kinda
can't really hear what you're saying. I apologize, but the telecom's
Still got
breaking
good
up.
visual.
Yep.
I will type it into the event log.
How's current down here?
There's a little bit. I haven't quite dialed that in. I was mostly sitting still. My sonar is completely clear. Sirius sonar is completely clear except for me. We're almost facing east here. We still have pretty good visual there. Yeah.
Yep.
If there are lots of little fish, shouldn't there be some big fish?
Yes, there should, and we've already seen one, that commercial snapper that darted by, so I will certainly expect others.
Yeah, it seems like there's plenty of oxygen down there.
Heading.
Nice.
Yeah, I would
Sirius has a
expect
ways
to
to
see
go,
some
though.
more of these deep water snappers, for example. I would expect maybe to
guess
see
I'm
some
just-
Yeah, you
snake
can go miles
mackerels,
before
long,
then.
skinny, toothy fishes that also inhabit slopes, although we're in a crater, so that's a different habitat.
Oh, in that case,
And then, you know, maybe even something like that dogtooth
no,
tuna
I'll
that
come
swam
back to you.
past yesterday and some of the other
I'll use you
species.
as
So,
my,
however, there's not much
way to go.
cover in this area for fishes, unlike where we were yesterday. It's all soft sediment. So if there are big predatory fish around, anything that's here on this bottom is going to be exposed and a perfect target
so
for
Nat, we
predation.
want to eventually be heading 7-0.
7-0.
Yeah, there's
Sir?
more. There's lots of cover on
Yeah,
the
good
on the
survey
caldera
of,
wall.
oh, did you get all of
Isn't
the
that far away, but
bottom?
these guys are pretty
Did you do all
small.
the bottom target now?
So we here on the ship
just
have
went to
been
look at
asked
where we
to
started and realized
talk
there was
briefly about what we're seeing as a test for the audio. So Diva, what can you tell us?
Okay, so biology-wise, not that much going on.
Right?
Lots of fish.
Warranted,
Yeah,
we
you
haven't
pressed
stopped
it
and
4
focused
times,
on the
maybe.
sediment in a while, but we've seen
I trust
quite a
what-
couple of these small
But-
fish,
Oh, you-
which
yeah,
have been
that is-
darting around. There's
wanna
also
zoom on
been.
that?
Can we zoom in on that thing in the center of the screen, please? We've
Looks
also
like
seen
they're
a
little
tubed
far out
anemone.
front.
Yeah, okay. I'll back
But
up
apart
towards you.
from that, oh, and also the Etalus deepwater snapper.
Yep.
So we suspect that we'll likely
Yeah,
see
that's good.
fish may be the predominant thing we
I
see
guess
during this
clouds will
dive,
come through and change the
perhaps.
visibility.
but
Yeah,
okay.
sometimes it's much clearer than others.
Yeah.
And what we are also seeing are these patterns on the seafloor that I mean, I assume they could be
Okay, so
from either
7-0, you're at
a slight
6-0 now,
current
so
or
pretty good.
perhaps from some slumps on the wall that led to internal local currents here. So maybe
there's
they're
something ahead
related
of
to
me,
slides. I don't really know. It's a very chaotic pattern. It's very surprising.
25.
It certainly does not look
So
like,
maybe
oh,
the
look at
first thing
that.
we should do
It
now
certainly
is
doesn't
throw
look
that
like
feature in the
the
circle
riffle
ahead
marks
of
we've
them.
been seeing,
Okay.
you know, in a normal
When we
That's
get lined
25.
up.
current-dominated area.
Yeah, let me
I've got you in
finish
my
writing down
sonar
this
as
stuff.
well.
Oh, and
Pilot, when you have a
that
chance,
feature.
can we zoom?
Yes, on the sediment.
Yep.
Or-
And if you happen to just see a piece of biology there, that's okay
yes.
too.
I've been trying to get those shrimp. They're pretty
Ooh.
nimble, though. Okay, video. Can zoom
Zooming
in. Actually, is that something alive down there? Whoa.
Oh, what is that?
Wow.
What is that?
Okay, so this is a pagurid hermit crab
Got
In a
very
stick?
large house.
in a stick or a tube that's made.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
It's an open
Okay.
floor plan.
Is that full zoom?
Wow, I
video?
feel like he did not make a good choice in choosing his hole.
Oh man, he's like
kinda
pulling it up the
struggling.
hill.
It's a difficult
I think he
occupation
hears
here.
us. He's like, oh god, not again. I gotta
think
keep
this
moving.
has made my morning.
He just rolls down the other side.
Wow, is there any more zoom? Can we zoom on the stick a bit more, please?
Yeah, do you have any more video? Or should I
That's
have
what's
more?
that thing
Poor-
creeping up
Okay.
next to it.
That poor hermit crab.
Doesn't look like he has a lot of options down here.
That may be true.
So there's something tiny just
Yeah.
next to the hermit crab.
Maybe it's coming to steal his stick.
It looks like a cumation, maybe?
What's a cumation?
Type of crustacean.
Of course.
I can.
All right, this has made my morning. I don't know
closer
about
if you
you,
want.
but watching
Yeah.
this
Just
poor
hold this for a few
poor
seconds,
Bagurid
just in case he runs
struggle
away.
up its tiny little hill.
Though he won't be able to run away very
Yeah.
quickly.
Not that we're
He's
laughing,
dragging it.
not that we're laughing at
Yes, it's
another
fine.
creature's pain,
Got a bunch of tethered.
except we are.
It'll be
Great.
harder to track you when you stretch out.
Oh,
was
he's just
actually
walking on
pretty
that
close.
cumation.
I think he's trying to get him away.
So now I'm
Oh,
seeing the
pretty
target
gone.
nicely.
Was he trying to eat him?
It's like,
Don't
or
know.
you can actually measure it on my screen to get an exact.
No, he wasn't trying to eat
whatever
him.
you
Oh,
got.
this poor
Yeah,
guy.
still taken down.
You just tilt
Oh,
down.
look.
Yeah.
It's like
Let me
dragging
continue to
around
grab
so
my
much
stick.
sediment. He has to like...
I think you're right. This looks like a poor life choice.
Want me to spin?
Sure.
Okay.
He's going back the way he came. That's his drag mark. Tilting down for you.
Great
There you
Maybe
go.
he's writing a message.
He ain't scared.
He's going to be one strong hermit crab by the end of this.
Yes, he is.
He's making a run at D2.
I'm sort of reminded of Sisyphus, who had to, you know, continually push the boulder up the hill,
rest.
and then it would come and roll over him, and then he'd have to push the boulder up the hill again.
And then what happened?
Okay, I bet
That was
we're,
his punishment. He had to do it
clear.
forever.
Oh,
Documented this poor little guy.
thank you, pilot.
Okay.
That was a
So,
great,
Okay,
great
so this-
find.
That was awesome.
Target is
So perhaps a lot of the
Probably at
life in
30
here, I don't
degrees.
think there is very much, but I think much
So
of it
you want
may
me to
be
go
quite
ahead?
small.
get a ship moving for.
So it may require us to sort of stop
How far
and
away is that?
observe.
It's 25 meters.
appreciate
so maybe
the
10
smaller
meter
things
move
in
or
life.
15 meter move.
How
yeah,
philosophical.
Let's do like 15 to
Okay.
get out there.
That's what the Pagura just taught us.
030.
It wasn't my lesson on Greek mythology.
Yeah, and actually, so Copilot, if you swing your head around, or we'll get ourselves lined up a little better to avoid any confusion. I'll keep coming to port
Okay,
until we're
so
both lined up with it.
Okay.
should be roughly here.
And what's the
Okay.
bearing going to be?
It's about 030.
About 030, so I'm going to get a ship moving here.
Copy that.
Bridge nav.
So
So
do we
track
think
and
that all
use
these
the
white
viral
patches
pilot.
are
Yeah.
Can we zoom in
bioturbation?
on there's a white thing just in the bottom
Can we get a 15 meter move at 030?
bottom left, just
at
about to go off
0.2
bottom
knots?
center? Okay, it's gone. Don't worry.
How about next to the white patch right here?
Good
What
copy.
was it you're looking for?
We just went over it. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's okay.
We were just discussing there, if you look at the ROV sonar, there's a nice target about 20 meters ahead.
Oh, let's go see.
So go check it out. All right. Yeah, it's about 035 for me now. I think we're good, well enough lined up to do it.
Okay. I put in a 030,
That's good. And how far? 15 did we say?
15 meters.
Okay.
Did you already get that guy right there in the bottom right going under your skid?
Yeah, here's the first one we got.
Okay.
Pop up a bit and see if any of these shrimp will behave. You want to try to track them video?
And try zooming in. Holding.
Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
Of course, they all disappear when I try. First one.
All right, so we're just
Go ahead.
slowly
Check
creeping
out.
along here, checking out the seafloor. And as Diva
Boy.
just mentioned
Can we-
just a minute ago, we're going to have to be zooming in and looking for the little things in life.
So there's something just in the bottom center of the
There-
screen.
There's something at the
Looks
top
like
center
another
too.
hermit crab. Oh yeah, there's an actual.
Yeah.
Bottom right or bottom
Oh
center?
yeah, okay, no. So let's take a
What?
quick zoom here, and then the other thing isn't going to move. So
Yeah. Okay. Video, you want to go in?
Zooming in.
This guy has better life choices.
okay, another Pagurad.
We've actually,
Holding.
and something white.
Ooh, and a nudie.
Oh,
Look.
yeah.
Is that a nudibranch?
nudibranch?
Cool.
Want to do?
What's the code for a
nudibranch?
nudibranch?
NUD. And this perma crab also looks like it's living in a stick, just not an elongated one.
Okay. Can go in on the nudibranch.
Zooming in. Full zoom.
Wow.
Oh, beautiful.
That is so weird looking. So, Diva, what is a nudibranch?
Water drag.
It's a type of mollusk.
Mm-hmm. Does it have a shell?
No. They have a shell when they're larvae, and then they shed them later in life.
Excellent.
And you often see them in shallow waters, and they're exceptionally beautiful.
They are beautiful. Nudibranchs are generally just gorgeous. Lots and lots of colors.
Yes. If you go tide pooling in lots of temperate places, you can see them.
This guy sort of looks like a Yeti, which doesn't really fit with my Sahara theme.
Whenever you're happy, video. Move ahead to this feature on the seafloor.
Just a few more seconds.
Carl, I think this
Sure.
dive is going to be a bit like mud diving in
to focus
Indonesia.
Oh yeah,
Lots of little things, lots of sediment to stir up.
my favorite. What if we find the source of this smoke though?
I mean, maybe.
Oh my God, this guy's cool.
Yeah, he is.
Video's clear.
And so can
Alright.
we, when
Zoom
you
out.
have a chance, yeah,
Sure.
pan.
Partial.
Yeah, let's check out that hermit with his wood house.
Are you sure it's wood?
Yes.
Really? Absolutely certain?
Okay, let's zoom in.
I don't
I
know
don't
if I
think I've
trust
ever
you.
seen wood
Zooming
being
in.
used in this way.
How do you know it's wood?
Holding.
What's the silvery
I don't know,
thing?
maybe it's a sponge.
There were reports of pumice around here, actually.
That looks
There
pretty.
we go.
Spongy. Ooh, it's moving.
No, it's a shell just covered in stuff. Okay, so this guy actually found a shell.
You really? Yeah. Oh, I see it
Yeah,
now.
you can see
I
the
can see it now.
it's
Yeah.
the pointy bit's face
Yep,
is towards
yep.
us.
Yep, I got it. Okay, so what was the silvery thing behind the hermit crab?
So it's
Can we
not
focus
even
on
touching
the-
focus knob?
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, and the nudibranch's coming into
Yeah.
frame. It did not like to be left behind.
Oh, nice.
Maybe they're friends.
He's like, hey, check me out.
Okay, let's go to the silver thing in the back.
And these fish are
Nudibranch's
everywhere.
hard to cover. Is that max zoom?
Yep.
Yeah, these things are tiny.
Which is a great. Okay, we can go check out that big stalked organism in the distance.
What is this? What is that silvery thing that's moving?
It looks like a test from something. So like a mold, rather.
Very cool.
All right. Whenever you're clear, video.
Zooming out.
That was great.
So there is a tentative ID on the nudibranch.
Oh, there's another pagurid right there.
Look at how small.
Oh, there's 3 pagurids right in this one little area. So the nudibranch looks like a facillinid.
You can
Thanks,
get an
Dave.
idea
Thank
for
you,
how
Dave.
small they are by looking at all of them.
So is it going to be hermit crab day or fish day?
And then there's something else in the top, in the left.
Yeah, up on the left.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to the stalk?
Yeah, let's head off to the stalk, please. That would be great.
That's right in the direction of whatever's in the seafloor. Small rock or a pile of dirt. Something in the sonar.
In fact,
That might be growing on it.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Should be like.
No, it's still.
No, you're still 12 meters out.
You want to zoom my sonar in a bit?
Yeah. You want
This guy
30
first,
meter?
though. Sure.
Okay. Let me know if it's too bright, too hot.
Is that a crinoid?
Okay.
A stock crinoid?
Yeah, a
So
couple-
these are some...
There's your.
Oh, yeah.
We can see
They're
2.
covering 'em.
Whoa!
Wow.
Look at all the crinoids in the distance.
Whoa!
So there's lots of stalked crinoids
And
in here.
you thought you weren't going to see anything today.
I know.
Check it out.
Hey, video.
Zooming in.
We bring the biology just for you guys.
Holding.
And some sand.
Turning. Okay.
Ooh, look, he's feeding.
So what kind of stock crinoid is this?
Do you want me to
I am
tilt
not
up to the
sure.
top?
Sure.
Okay. So you.
So what the crinoid does, which is what it might be doing here, is it sticks its arms into the water column, and those smaller branches on each branch, branchlets, I don't know
Yes,
what you call them.
that works.
They catch food and strain particles out of the water column, and then it will use its arm to carry it into the center of the disc, which is where its mouth is.
So I have to say,
eat.
this is like the most active crinoid I think we've seen on this
Yes.
entire expedition so far.
I would
Like-
agree with you.
Most of them are much more like passive looking. This guy looks like he's out for breakfast.
Just a few more seconds.
No problem. So Nav and Copilot, do you think I can look at that rock pretty well, or should we do another?
I think you can get there. Honestly, you're. What's his?
How
Well,
far away is it?
He might have to drop down a little bit to give it
It's
to you.
about
That's
7
10.
meters away.
If you don't want that, I can move us another 10 meters.
Yeah, I'd say another 10 or another 5.
Okay. I'll do that.
Zooming out.
All right.
Full wide.
Okay, and ahead we have the probably rock that we saw on sonar. The only thing on the seafloor for 80 meters around.
Bridge
So-
nav.
Scott France, who's one of our biologists with a specialty in corals from the University of
Bridge
Louisiana
RV
Lafayette,
nav.
asks a question that these crinoids are passive feeders. So is this an indication
Hey,
of
can I get a
current
15
in the area?
meter move at 045?
Oh,
at 0.2
great.
knots?
Okay, so this
It's
is
a rock.
one of the few bits of hard substrate we've seen. Possibly
Good copy.
I think it is the only bit of hard substrate we've
So
seen
far.
so far on this dive.
Oh, look, the ripples actually look normal here.
And you can see that here there are all these
black
sessile
thing.
animals which have
I think
settled
15 might be a little
on
bit
this
too
hard
much of that, so
substrate.
Put me right on top of
And
or pretty
not
close.
only is
So
it
you
giving
wanna
them an
zoom on this
anchor,
fish
but it's
wheel?
also
Well, you're-
giving
you're
them
28 meters
height-
from him.
height up into the water column. Oh, and
Okay.
there's
At
a
least on,
squirrelfish
iPad
and something
and on-
else. Squirrelfish,
And on the
soldierfish. I
sonar, you're
confuse the
25
two.
meters
I don't
from him.
know.
Okay.
There's 2 types of fish in this hole. We cannot see one very
All right,
well.
So I'll be
It'll be 10
Squirrelfish.
meters from him.
nice and
Okay,
comfy
so
tight.
thank you, Bruce. Squirrel is the red one, red striped one, and then there's also one with a black tail, which we just can't make
Zooming
out.
Videos
Well, then why don't we look around the rest of this area and we can come back to the fish.
Yep.
Smoke in the water.
Yeah,
Can
what's
we-
over to the right?
Is that algae?
Not really.
Take a look.
Hydrozoans?
Yeah, the stuff that looks fuzzy, Pilot.
I think we
And
find
where the
source
fish happens
and
to
we
be
plug it
popping
up.
out again.
That should clear the water.
All right. That's goal number 1. Yeah, you can see the scour behind this rock,
Wow.
too. Okay, let's get the fish.
Oh,
That
and
was
dust.
good.
Zooming fish.
I think it's going to be one of those dusty kind of days.
Gonna need to give the RV a good wash tonight. Oh, oh,
Magic.
oh.
Not pleased to be
So
here.
I don't want you looking at any of
Nice
this.
fish. Oh, great.
All right.
I'm gonna zoom out. Yeah. Get out of my house.
Between me and
So
the
we
fish.
think that was a soldier fish. Thank you, Bruce. Either Pristolepis or
Between me, the fish, and the
Osteichthyes.
volcano, it's,
And we can see a lot,
my goodness.
just, I don't know, there's probably 50 crinoids sitting here on this. I think if we could,
Yeah, we
I
need
know
to
it's
try to
cloudy,
zoom in on that.
but if we could try and zoom in on this
Yeah,
sort
I
of
think I'll-
plant-like material.
Oh, right. I'll, oh, there's an eel.
And it is amazing. You
Go
can really
video?
see this outcrop sort of sitting in a pile of scour.
Nope.
Well, you could.
Tail.
Yeah, okay. I'm
Nice.
going to reposition a little to
Pull
try
away.
to at least get rid of my sediment. And then there's not much we can do about the volcano, except as Dan said, plug it.
This is actually more muddy than our mud volcano was.
So the current's pretty much east to west.
Sure.
You can see now,
These ripples look much more, not ripples, but the patterns on the seafloor look much more regular over here.
goodness.
Where are we at on that move now?
We're done with it.
Okay.
Okay, let's give this a second to clear up. Or not. Alright, let's try moving away and doing some hovering shots with you.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a little bit closer than I wanted to be.
You can, if you come up 5 meters or so, just look down on me. Just to be able to see me.
I'm gonna zoom in and lose the skids.
Okay.
Okay, let's put a reverse move in, Nav. I'm starting to go over top of them now.
Okay. Bridge nav.
Visibility is fantastic.
Can we go ahead and put a 5-meter move in at 215 degrees?
So this sediment is not me. I'm 1 meter
Yes,
up.
0.2 knots.
Okay, let's try to zoom on this now video.
Zooming on
The mat.
Matt. Got it.
Yeah.
So what
Do we
is
have any
that?
more zoom?
Any more zoom video?
We do.
I'm
Let's
being
do it.
really demanding this
Zoom in.
morning.
Don't be demanding.
Full zoom. I'm not sure what just happened.
A little dark.
Hey, but look, we can see D2 a little better in the Sirius cam.
This is when
In
the
that
monsters come.
We can see him.
Is that a shrimp? Yeah, so there's a shrimp off to the left, bottom left.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So what is all this stuff
that
that
guy
looks like
crawling around.
trees?
Look at that crab in there.
All the way.
Where's their crab?
See on the top. Oh, got
Oh,
it.
an anemone.
Where's the crab?
Hey, he was
I
up
don't know.
next to the shrimp. Right next to
Is
him.
that anemone stuck to...
Maybe basket stars?
No, I don't think so. Do we think these are hydroids,
hydroids?
bryozoans,
Yeah.
or plant material?
Will you come wide video?
Zooming out.
Ooh, there is something in that hole. That depression,
Full wide.
just below. It looked potentially like a tonguefish.
Okay.
Really?
Yes. Brian has great eyes.
Isn't that mass going to be coral?
I don't.
I don't think so. Hydroids, bryozoans, or actual plants.
The initial guess
That
from the
have
coral
just-
people is hydroid.
Yeah.
Well, it can't be a plant. This is too
Okay,
deep.
video.
There's no light down.
Zooming in.
Well, not alive, just flotch, some kind of thing that had trapped on the side here.
Holding.
Like if lots of terrestrial plant material ends up in the deep sea,
Tail back
and
there.
so this could have just, you know,
But if it's a hydroid,
accrued
it
here.
would-
No. So we think it's hydroids,
Right.
but Bob was asking why can't, how could it be a plant? And I'm saying not alive, just
got it.
that would have been dead and caught up on this big structure.
Understood. Thank you, Diva, for that great
You're welcome.
explanation. So is this anemone rooted to the hydroid?
Looks like it.
And
yes.
that just does not seem like a good place to lay.
means working
set
for
yourself
him.
up.
Working for him.
Get a point.
He's on his side, but you know.
That's what I mean. Not sure it's working for him.
Okay, we can't really see the fish that's in there, but there is a fish in there at home.
If only we had a pokey stick.
And if only it wasn't so turbated.
That's true. Turbid.
Okay,
Turbid.
let's go wide.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Turbid. Ooh, eel!
Yeah,
Ow!
we saw him earlier.
Where?
He's already gone.
In the center. Oh.
There, no, he's in the
Look,
hole.
no, right
Go
there!
back, go back
Yeah.
in video.
Holding.
If you guys think Diva's loud on your audio, trust me, it's so much worse sitting next to her in the control room.
I just can't contain
That
my
is an
excitement
awesome
this
eel, though.
morning.
He's gone.
There's a lot of life
Yeah.
on this. That crab
It's
was,
interesting
like,
'cause we,
weirdly brown, too.
About 2 years ago, I did some dives in Kickham Jenny crater in Grenada, which is also a volcanic crater just like this. Well, submarine
What's that
volcano
do? What's that
that's
guy?
active.
There's
And
a fish
there's
in there.
another, and it did
Oh.
look very
Oh, it's
similar
the
like
eel.
to this in
Oh, no way.
in a lot of
Yeah.
ways,
Yeah.
but there were
Or-
so many eels
no, it's
around
It's a different one.
Different one.
Oh,
Holding.
look at that.
in that crater. It was unbelievable how many eels there were.
Look at that, 2 fish. Bruce must be in heaven right now. So there's a question from one of our scientists on the event
the
log,
fish
and that's,
inside there?
can
Yeah,
anemone,
another one.
can those anemones
Yeah.
swim?
Another one of
I
those
don't
strike
think so.
points.
Can
So
any
was it-
anemone swim?
I don't know. I'm a geologist. You should be happy
So
I
that
can pronounce
fish was
anemone.
a Moridae. Thank you,
Codling?
Bruce, which is a type of codling.
What was the little tiny clear fish next to it? Was that the one he's been talking
yes, I
about?
think that's the one Bruce has been trying to image for a while.
Well, there's got to so does there have to be enough of a current down here to support these crinoids?
Yes, otherwise what would they eat?
Exactly. Pilots, could we zoom in on the rock itself?
These are really active.
I'll get these, spin around these crinoids.
Yep,
and then
take
we'll
your
do the
time.
rock. Any
I
particular
love the
part?
fact. No, I'd like to see the texture.
Okay.
Although the texture may be covered in sediment.
Yeah, it does look like that.
So it looks like there's 2 types of crinoids here. These ones with the very numerous arms that sort of angle at the ends and thin out. And then we've got this guy in direct center of the screen, which looks like, you know, a normal
Maybe I wanna
hyocrinid.
zoom on the rock.
I think it's got 5 arms and it's got sparse pinnules.
Holding.
Maybe it's just a really battered looking one.
Life is hard down
Life
here in the
is
crater.
hard down here in the crater, clearly.
So if we thought it was difficult to ID some of our rocks before, I think this is about 6 times as bad. Because all I can say is it's a rock and it's covered in sediment. What do you think that orangish thing is in the middle to the right of that very sad crinoid?
Yeah, do you have any more zoom video?
Zooming in.
I'm not sure.
Holding.
Piece of the rock?
I don't know.
No, whatever it is, it's not healthy.
Okay, well, I think we've had enough of this rock now.
Is that a gastropod?
maybe.
What is the white thing
Yeah.
above it?
Um,
No? Nothing? Never mind. Don't listen to me.
Sounds like we've had enough of the rock. We can
One can never really
let's
spend too
go
much
and
time at a rock.
explore.
Okay.
explore. So,
This is a great picture.
I'll come back to center for you, co-pilot. What's the direction to waypoint 2 now?
So right in front of you. 077.
Okay. So,
So I would say so far this is very different than what we expected here at Esmeralda Bank Crater,
Yes, definitely.
but very interesting nonetheless.
Yep.
We were actually sort of on the hunt for what we thought might be hydrothermal venting, evidence of an active eruption, and instead what we're seeing is a really interesting ecosystem in this sedimented crater.
It's a really flat fish.
We're here at a depth of 335 meters.
Okay.
This is our last dive for this leg, dive 19. We're so glad that people have been following along with us, and we hope you stick with us through the rest of the day. Does anybody else hear Luke Bryan kick the dust up right now? No? No? It's just me? Okay.
What do you like?
You don't listen to country music, huh?
Nope.
Okay.
Not a thing. Not a thing.
That is
You know it's actually very popular in the United States.
You want to make 15-meter moves, 20-meter moves?
Say 30, maybe?
30?
Yeah.
Okay.
30.
30-meter moves. Bridge nav. Hey,
Evidently,
can we get a
I have to
30-meter
educate the
move
control
at
room on country music.
070.2 knots, please? Good copy.
So the eel that we just saw a few minutes ago could have been an arrowtooth eel.
Okay, pilot, I'm at 8-0 right now, so I'm going to go a little bit
It looks like
forward.
it also... Let's see, what else could it have been?
Oh, yeah, and you're 54 degrees from your camera.
A snake eel or a conger eel? And we're waiting to see if anybody else has an idea of what that eel could have been.
Is that move called in? It's 30 meters? Okay. All right, I'll just kind of creep around forward and make sure I stay more or less centered in your camera.
Yeah, some of these fish are very cooperative and let us get a full profile view so we can get a good identification, and others just sort of dart past and hit for cover, and we never can really figure out what they are. I'm afraid that eel is one of the ones that doesn't let us get a good look, so we may never know, unless we see another one.
Well, we'll keep looking for you, Bruce. Actually, Bruce, would you do me a favor? Would you introduce yourself on the line? That's true.
Oh, yes, I apologize. I'm Bruce Mundy. I'm a fishery biologist at the National Marine Fisheries Service Pacific Islands Fisheries Science Center in Honolulu, Hawaii. And been working there for over 30 years, and I've sort of specialized in figuring out what the species diversity is of fishes at the U.S. Associated Islands. So I've done a lot of work in Hawaii with identifying fish larvae, and also worked with Chris Kelly on submersible dives, and worked with our coral reef fish group doing scuba surveys, and I've worked down in the Line Islands. And then I've done a little bit of work in the Marianas.
This looks like a pyrosome.
In American Samoa, but not so much in the last two locations.
Thanks, Bruce.
So I think we just saw pyrosome. We saw one
That was really
yesterday.
cool.
Yeah.
There's like another sponge or something to your left.
And Diva reminded me that after we asked Bruce to identify himself...
Thank you, Bruce, for that.
We actually have not identified ourselves. No. So I'm Deb Glickson. I am the geology science lead aboard the ship. I'm a hydrothermal vent geologist, and I'm from Florida Atlantic University, Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute.
And I'm Diva Amon, the biology lead on board this leg of the Okeanos exploration of the Marianas. And in my day job, I'm a postdoctoral researcher at the University of Hawaii. And I think we're both a bit sad that this is the last dive of this leg.
I completely agree. And I think Diva and I have had entirely too much fun hanging out with each other and with all of you over the last 3 weeks of this expedition.
Trying to get an idea of the current. It It's very odd. It kind of swirls around.
Is your pushing your heading?
What was that?
Is it pushing your heading?
Yeah, it's not super strong. It's just strange. Now I want to zoom out my sonar, see if we can find another rock or chimney or something.
Is that move done as well?
It is not.
Copy.
You have about 10 meters.
Nothing on sonar.
Not really seeing anything. I'm going to put on medium.
So we
Keep it
seen
on
anything
low.
exciting?
We passed over another anemone, but
Medium
or
for
Cerianthid,
finding stuff.
likely Cerianthid, but no, not much else.
You don't think they could have filmed Mad Max here?
Well,
No, the visibility is not good enough.
They would have had to call it the Slurry Road.
Oh, I like that, Chris. Instead of Fury Road, that was very funny. You got a good one in there. Oh, Diva doesn't agree. I'm sorry. One of the things I've learned over time is that when you're looking at a whole bunch of sediment for a long time, you need to have a side conversation.
Well, I have a question for you, Deb.
You think I can answer it?
Yes. What is causing this terrible visibility? Is there thought that there's a vent somewhere in this area?
So the ROV pilots just asked what's causing this terrible for them visibility. Although we're looking, did you just see that fish school in the Sirius view?
no.
It was very cool. So what is causing this
think
terrible
it's over
visibility?
yet. I
And
wanna
the
see it.
answer is that we believe
Oh.
that there are active
Well, maybe. Maybe
diffuse
it's coming
vents
from a rock.
around the edge of the crater.
45 here.
So there probably is enough diffuse venting that's kicking up that is creating some of this murky water.
But then, of course, it gets trapped in this crater.
Right, it
and
just
can't
stays there.
flush. Yeah,
Yep.
and so it just,
Put another one
you
in.
know, accrues.
Yep.
What was that?
So
It could be very slow. It wouldn't be very exciting.
there
to
was
find it.
there was a previous dive here in 2006 with
Did
Jason,
you guys say you were ready for another move?
and
Yeah, I am. I think I'm
they
sharing.
did find areas of diffuse venting.
Yeah, at most you're going to have 3 minutes of...
I believe the temperature was only about 43 degrees C,
3 minutes.
and there are
320
reports at a very,
Yeah.
very shallow
Oh, can we zoom in
like
on this
100 meter.
on this
It's like 8
animal?
minutes
Yep.
for,
What is that?
Please, right in
1600.
the center.
It looks like another anemone.
I would say it's 8 minutes for.
Is it an enemy? What is
No,
it?
I don't think so. Oh, not that.
4,000.
Oh,
Oh, which one?
That's not what you wanted to look at?
Oh, no,
That's
yeah,
what I
no,
wanted to
no,
look
yeah.
at.
I've seen about 8
yep,
for
yep, yep, yep.
1600
No,
at the
no,
beginning.
oh.
No, we like that after all. Can we come back?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, this like sediment is really playing tricks with my eyes. I keep seeing
Right,
things that
Nab.
aren't there.
That wasn't what you were
swear I
looking at?
just
That's
saw.
what I was looking
swear
at.
I just saw an octopus. I was like, that's an octopus. And no, it was some
Hey,
sediment.
can we get a 30-meter move at
think
070.2 knots?
It looked like the same anemone.
We can just keep going. That's not what I was looking at, and what I was looking at doesn't exist. So
You saw
we can just carry on.
You saw an
Thank you,
octopus.
pilot.
Well, fine. I kind of want to look at the anemone, but
The
now...
anemone.
yeah, the anemone. but I will concede and we can move on past the cloud.
Well, we are starting to see some targets about 30 meters ahead in my sonar that agree with waypoint 2, or the beginnings of the hill that is waypoint 2. Video want to zoom on these white
Zooming in.
things.
Starting to get at the edge of my visibility, pilot.
Okay.
Holding.
I'll slow
So what
down
are these
here.
little white things?
They look like tiny pagurids.
Really? So like a little hermit crab colony?
Yes, exactly.
These guys seem to have fared
How
better than the ones who
interesting.
found the stick.
Okay, video. Go in.
For all you know, he's like that. He's like the
Holding.
rebel.
Yeah, he
Outside
seemed
of hermit
really,
crab.
really unhappy.
These guys are much more mobile.
Maybe he's the trendy hermit crab. No.
He's the equivalent
He's
of the man bun?
exactly, setting the trends. And soon, if we were to come back in 10 years,
They all wear sticks?
all wear sticks.
I'm definitely moving now.
Okay.
When'd you call the move in now?
Zooming in. Nope, that's full.
Yeah.
2 minutes ago.
I'll tilt down a little. If you come
Okay.
out partial, I think there's
Zooming
a
out.
couple closer.
All right,
Holding.
so actually we've seen quite a number of pagurids, hermit crabs, since we have
What's going on?
made it onto the floor of this crater.
Zooming in.
These guys look a little bit more normal than some of the other ones we've seen. What is that?
Full zoom.
Can we get any closer to it?
Full zoom.
Sure. I can just lift up a little. Just be careful of the sediment. And back.
I'm gonna come full or partial.
Okay. You didn't like that view?
Oh, there he goes.
So what was it?
He's
Is
still
that-
there. He's over in the left.
Is that an ophiuroid? Brittle
You
star?
got two things over
Oh.
here, but it's kind of in the center if you go directly to your left.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see the
There's
brittle
one.
star.
This star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
And it's
about-
moving pretty quick. The other one.
What's that? Go in center?
looking down when everything happened.
Is that where you're
Yeah, no, that I know.
Yeah. We
Maybe
need to
Doug's
go
on
in
that.
center.
Zooming in. Holding.
Oh, where's the brittle star? I know I saw him.
Hold on,
That's
they're
not-
getting a good
that's just
shot.
moving
I
in
know they are.
just a piece of
They always
grass.
will.
Okay.
Look,
Can
a
come out,
stick.
come
I
out
think
here.
that's
We'll
actually a
find
piece of
brittle
seagrass.
Really?
Yeah.
star. There he is. Yeah, I saw the seagrass moving, and I thought that was a worm.
So this is really interesting.
Okay.
You really can
Going on
see
the brittle
the
star.
sort of the heavies and the fines in the sediment. You can see how they're grading out. Oh, that poor brittle star. Nothing looks particularly happy down here.
You guys, you can
Maybe
see
it's
how
just because
much-
it's all sort of buried.
You can see
Zooming
how
in.
much the current picked up just in the past minute.
Holding.
Yeah.
Even if I made a cloud of sediment,
Wow.
it would just drift away. But a couple minutes ago when I made a sediment cloud, it just stayed in front of us. It's very intermittent down here.
So the ROV pilots are telling us that the current is a little bit higher
Starting
here
on top
than
of
it
your
was
pilot.
before, and we have been having discussions
Okay.
about just how much current is
After
down
the
here
shot.
in the middle of this crater.
So once you're on top, you can come up to like 20 meters up.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Oh, that guy's quite active. Look at his
Does
arm.
it use its arm?
Yeah, it was like.
They actually can move really quickly.
Yeah, but we don't often see them doing that. They're mostly just
Zoom
wrapped around a
out.
coral.
Yeah, on these dives, yes. But
Right.
if you're in like abyssal areas, you see them full on
All right.
going for
Full
it.
wide.
Coming up and to port.
So, pilot, can you tell us how much the current is here?
It's really hard to say. Like I said, about 2 minutes ago, there was no current. Now all of a sudden, there's, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because it didn't seem like there was one before.
Yeah, I don't know. Half knot, quarter knot.
Okay, thank you.
It's just picking up.
What's that? You want to look at the
Picking up
white
some
thing in the
weird
back, or we
readings
think
over
it's
there.
just a
To your port on sonar,
patch?
too.
I think it's just a
But that might
patch.
be.
Okay. All right, so we're on the
Nothing.
hunt for biology.
Okay, I'm moving ahead, co-pilot.
Copy
Sitting
that.
below you. Lined up.
We're moving at 7